If there's a place called the rogue capital of Southeast Asia,
Of course,
that's Cambodia, especially the city and the borders of Cambodia. After 2018, when China banned online gambling, thousands of black businesses have fled to Cambodia. North of Cambodia through Laos is Myanmar, where the situation is no less complicated. On the map, you'll see that the Thai border, Myanmar, lies across the rivers. This side is Thailand and that side is Myanmar. And especially in Myanmar, there's a land called Myawaddy, in the middle of the rugged mountains and forests. Huge complexes rise. The most famous is KK Park. From above, it looks like an American urban area. There is a lawn villa, restaurant. There are banks and even hospitals. But inside are thousands of people and the reluctant rogue agents. Latest news: the storm has arrived. After a series of reports in Western newspapers, Asia as well as The Guardian, John and The Nation, along with a series of FBI and British investigations, the bosses couldn't hide forever. They'd run away. 10 to 2025. The United States have imposed Cambodia's big brother in fraud, especially Chen Chi, owner of Prince Group, accused of laundering billions of US dollars through assets Bitcoin. Are frozen. The casino is inspected. Hundreds of suspects The arrested. Cambodian government can no longer be silent. The international pressure is too great. And in Myanmar, the army began to fire KK and other scam zones, partly because they want to regain control, in part because of Chinese pressure. Deceptive wings have made the situation at the border very complicated. Thousands with China of cheaters, as well as some of the people in there who ran away. There's a guy who swam across the river in a sponge barrel to get to Thailand. It's such a chaotic scene that this border is congested. And the Thai police, we have to arrange lifeboats to save people. From the air, Ron recorded the KK Park. The fire is empty. The broken gate left only concrete walls and abandoned suites. A multi-billion-dollar online fraud empire collapsed in a few weeks, or at least it's been broken for a few weeks. Cybercrime is different from ordinary crime. It doesn't need territory. You just need internet. Water and electricity can be used anywhere. Cambodia and Myanmar are no longer safe. These gangs are starting to spread out like bees bursting their hives. How they run and where they're going. Some have fled to the Thai border, others into Laos. Even a small group turned to the Philippines, where it used to be an international scam over 10 years ago. Now let's look at some of the areas where scammers are hiding and will continue to operate. In Thailand, the most popular area is Nasit and Chiang Rai because it borders Myanmar. There are many rivers, and it's easy to pick up outside from across the border. Open technology companies or mini casinos. Inside are the scam centers. Some 10 people network 24/7 impersonating a bank, investment company, police, even virtual lovers to get their money, maybe out of our own pockets. And it's not just Thailand. AIS noticed a country sandwich it between Cambodia, China, and Vietnam. It's becoming a new transit point. The reason is simple. Laos's borders are too long and the mountains are dense. The government lacks human control. Some customer service centers have started to sprout up in Laos. It's advertised as a technology investment. These are the money transfer receiving SIM supply data and equipment for gangs in Thailand and Myanmar. I will tell you more about Laos in a later story. If you open the map, even if the scammers from Cambodia switch to groping or Thailand, they don't have too much trouble because you'll see it from Sihanoukville in Cambodia to Laos and then to Thailand. It's about 400 trees. A truck crossing the two borders is coming. That's the underground route that criminal organizations move the headquarters. And they can also move back to that old place, which is the Philippines. Before Cambodia emerged, the Philippines is the king of fraud in Southeast Asia with the bad guys. From the 2000s to 2016, hundreds of fake call centers have sprung up in Manila, in Cebu, and they cheated millions of dollars, even billions of American dollars of Westerners. It's mostly American Canadians. And the British one was the Bangladesh scam in 2016, where hackers stole $81 million through banks. The Philippines is one of the biggest money launderers in the world. Now, after Cambodia's crackdown, some organizations are coming back to the Philippines. They've set up centers to return calls. The centers we've come to understand are customer care, foreigners, and also Asian citizens. Another destination that few people expect is Sri Lanka. What is Sri Lanka like as a country? They had an economic crisis about 3 years ago. They're being used because the government is weak and easy to buy. Asian institutions lease land in Colombo. Nominally, it means companies, startup companies, logging companies on. It's actually to operate various forms of fraud. In Africa, as mentioned in another video, Nigeria is the ancestor of modern fraud. From the 1990s, this country is famous for its email from Nigeria, pretending to be a prince or a princess in the name of generals. Officials, please help transfer money in exchange for roses. Now the Nigerian scam experts are working in reverse with gangs in Asia who, Africa will create an identity. Chinese anti-technical suppliers. The Philippines operate. Vietnamese people are in charge of human resources. It's a global criminal chain. There are no national boundaries anymore. Well then, after the scammers fled Cambodia and Myanmar, to escape this dark shadow or not. In the short term, Cambodia forced to clean up after Gen Z and American pressure as well as the Phnom Penh government is stepping up its visa crackdown, tightening, even coordinate with China, rescued thousands of workers, partly because of fear of punishment. Part of it for fear of being singled out by the global financial task force. Then foreign investment will be wiped out because no one wants to invest in a place where there are no scammers. One knows where their money is going. But it's short-term and long-term is hard to say. A fraud center. They can earn hundreds of thousands of dollars while bribing officials only costs a few thousand dollars. Is that big? The risk of rebirth is real, especially in remote areas like be it parrots or public, where the borders are messy. Government is weak and profits. The scammers are still waiting for a chance to come back. Myanmar is more complicated. There's a lot of fighting between the military. Many areas are derelict. In the gold-bordered region of Thailand, Laos, and Myanmar, there are local armed groups that control the city. They're the ones who protect the scammers in exchange for money, in exchange for weapons. Even if the army attacks some places, it's only a few months later again. Because there are people out there who need money. People who are willing to take money to protect scammers. Why do scammers move around? But they mostly just like to move around. Relocating to Southeast Asia. Because looking at a map of all of Southeast Asia, you'll see something interesting, but equally terrifying. Because this place is attracting scammers. Southeast Asia has an extremely favorable terrain for north of China, huge population, easy to recruit, and has long been known for human trafficking. To the west is the mountainous forests of Myanmar, Laos. It's very difficult to control and there are many militia the government groups. Can't get the full picture. The south is the sea with thousands of small islands. Like in Cambodia and the Philippines, the internet is everywhere. But national borders are loose. A man only needs to cross the river to change territory. I can still use the zone of the Kia territory. That's why so scammer gangs choose this place instead of Europe. Because it's cheap and it's easy and it's low risk. And it's important to confirm that after being searched, these online scam organizations are definitely not going away. They just get smaller and give off different water. It's like the virus splits into new variants. From empires of thousands like KK Park, they're moving to smaller models. A couple of 10 people scattered everywhere. Maybe it's Bangkok, Cebu Blanket, Colombo, Lagos. Each group will use a VPN, use apps, and use virtual currency without leaving a trace. They're even now using AI, using defect to fake your voice. Then fake. People with chatbot money flirt automatically. It makes the injured almost what is real is not fake. A sinful industry that has reached the 4.0 level. They're not even ahead of us. The most painful is Southeast Asia, in which the Vietnamese are both victims and tools. A young Vietnamese man could be lured to Cambodia, make a high-paying IP and be cheated. A girl in Thailand in law school do customer service. He was eventually turned into bait for scammers. They're all victims. They were cheated of money and their lives. There are still hundreds of thousands of people in along detention. The Myanmar border, Thailand, and Laos. It's a giant number. It shows that this rogue empire is alive and well. So over the years, the world in general and Southeast Asia in particular, hell runs from one country to another. When Cambodia was squeezed, they fled to Myanmar. When Myanmar opened fire, they spread to Thailand and when Thailand controls them back down to the Philippines. Sri Lanka then spread to Africa. And that's the bitter truth. While there are still people who believe in profitable investments, very simple but very high interest, or low-wage jobs abroad, then the rogue empires still have land to live on, no matter where you run. Cambodia and Myanmar can do it. You will no longer be the same scammer as before. But the crime map extends across Asia, from the Thai border, the mountains of Laos to the island of Cebu and all of Africa. Those empires are just changing. They're waiting to come back. And if we're not awake, very likely, the hell of deception will rise right across the border. It's just a bridge from Vietnam. Thanks for your interest. Follow this story. If you find it interesting, you can press the channel subscription button and share. For now, please say goodbye.